So welcome back to the channel for episode 6 of the Drawback Chess Speedrun. As you can see here, in this series, I play the variant Drawback Chess, where basically it's normal chess, except each player has a drawback that they have to follow, and and it's a king capture variant, which means you have to capture the king to win. And this is episode 6, so hopefully you guys have watched episodes 1 through 5. If you haven't, then I'll put the link in the description so you can go watch it right now. But other than that, I have a small side note to add. And after that, let's get straight into game number 1. Alright, the side note is, as many of you might have noticed, I have reached 50 subscribers today. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for subscribing. And I have more information on the specifics regarding my milestone reachment today. And it's in the post, and I will also put that in the link in the description below. So you guys can go read it if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get straight into game number 1. Alright, for game number 1, we get the black pieces, and our drawback is 2 steps forward, 1 drawback. If you move forward 2 moves in a row, you must move backward on the next. Okay. That's interesting. So, I'm gonna go and play d5 here against d4. So if I move the second piece forward, which basically you're gonna always do in the opening because you want to develop forward, then I'm gonna have to move 1 back. So obviously the pawn can't move back, so it looks like my only move is to move the knight back. Interesting. Also, sorry about the arrows. This is what I meant. So that is unfortunate. I probably should have thought that through and moved like my bishop here, so that when it tells me to move back, I can do this, which is what I'm gonna do next time. But for now, I guess we're just gonna move the knight back, which, if you're trying to improve at chess, you should not do this. Just keep developing your pieces and don't move your piece back for absolutely no reason. In this case, I kind of have to take, or else I'm gonna lose this pawn. So I guess I will. I wonder what the opponent's drawback is. It looks like so far they're playing pretty normally. Okay, I have 1 more move before I have to move backwards, so I'm gonna go bishop g4, and even if we get kicked, that's completely fine because I can move back to f5, which is what I'm gonna do anyway, even if they don't play h3, because I just did the taking move, which is forward, and the bishop here, which is forward. So now, yeah, they do play h3, so I can go bishop f5, and we'll see what the opponent does. Okay, they go bishop d3 to protect the knight. Let's see. I'm gonna go e6, so that on the next move I can develop the bishop here, and then they're probably gonna like block with the pawn, and then I can go back to d6. That should be fine. Unless that happens, in which case... Wait, what happens if I can't move backwards? Like, if I take this and he takes back, I literally have nothing that I can move backwards. I don't want to risk it. I don't know if it's you can do whatever you want or you lose, because sometimes you do lose because of your drawback. It says you must move backward, so maybe that means I lose. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to take this knight, and then if he takes here, I'm going to move back here. Alright. Exactly as planned. Also, not to mention, the time control right now is 5-5, which means there's 5-second increment for each move you make, and you start with 5 minutes on the clock. So since I'm explaining everything I'm doing, I'm, using up more time. So I do have like a minute less time than my opponent, but there is increments, so like what happened in my last video, I know some of you guys probably watched that. I'm not gonna get into a time scramble. And for those of you who don't know what a time scramble is, it's basically where both players have like less than 30 seconds, sometimes even less than 20 seconds. And then, they get into a spot where they have to move really fast or else they're gonna lose on time. And moving really fast causes them to make bad moves. I kind of blundered here because if I take this queen, then he can take back. He or she or whoever, they can take back, and I have no moves that go backward. But if I don't, then if I like develop my knight or something, they can just take my queen, and I can't really take back because I have to move backwards. So I did not think this through properly. Oh, but I have. Wait, but I have like queen f6, right? And then I can go back to e7 next time. I hope that works. Yeah, now it says you must move backwards. Well, that's good because now I can go queen e7. Yeah. All right, this is fine. Actually, I probably should have gone queen d8 so I can get the queens off the board. Whoa. Why was I pre-moving that? I was trying to draw an arrow of this, and I pre-moved this for some reason. Not sure why that happened. But anyways, I wanna try and get the queens off the board so that it's more simplified. Also, is this pawn free? It looks free to me, and I'm gonna have one more move forward before I have to move back again. But luckily, my queen is pretty advanced, so it has a lot of options to move back. I almost went queen d6 here and blundered the queen because after he takes, I can't actually move forwards. I have to move backwards. So I'm gonna go queen b4, target this pawn, and then maybe go queen d6 after that. And when he takes, I can go forward. Maybe that'll make a bit more sense. And now I have to go backwards. All right. This is a hard drawback, honestly, because every time you do 2 steps forward, you have 1 drawback, which means 1 step back, basically. So it's like for like 3 moves, you only get 1 of them. So you're basically only utilizing 1/3 of your moves, which is really hard in my opinion. Like if it was 1/2 of your moves, it would still be hard, but 1/3 is even harder. So I'm curious to see what I lost? Wait, how did I lose? Oh my god. I completely forgot about that. Because this was a move forward, and then the second move I make forward, I have to make sure to be able to go backwards, which I forgot about. I was just like, oh no, the bishop's gonna take and it's gonna suffocate my rook. Oh, I forgot about that. I should have gone like knight f6, because then I can at least move back. No, wait, but then if he takes, then I still can't move back. So it looks like I was just gonna lose a rook here. That was crazy. To finish my thought of what I was saying, I was curious to know if my drawback was on the hard side or the easy side. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on the hard side because of what I just mentioned. Because it does give you a scale. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, look at this. My opponent's drawback was all the way on the easy side, and my drawback was all the way on the hard side. I'm not sure how that's fair, but I'm gonna dislike my drawback so that I don't get assigned that again because, yeah, that was just a really hard drawback. My opponent's was you can't move your bishops next to a king, and you can't move your king next to a bishop. That is okay, that is actually insane. You can't move your king next to a bishop. I mean, like, you're not gonna even use your king unless you're in the endgame. And most drawback chess games don't even go to the endgame. So, that is really easy. And the bishop next to the king, I mean, I guess you, like, if I got king f8, you can't take here. But you wouldn't take there anyway, and I would still lose due to my drawback because I can't move back. Oh man, that was a tough game. Yeah, I know. This is like really not fair. My opponent got a really easy drawback and I got a really hard drawback. Anyways, with that, we do lose game number 1. Let's go ahead and move on to game number 2. Alright, game number 2, we get the black pieces again. Why is it that when I'm making a video, I always get the black pieces in like the first 3 games or the first 2 games? Anyways, let's see. If your opponent moves a bishop, you must move a bishop or lose. Okay. So I'm forced to move one of these pawns. it's gonna auto abort in a few seconds here. Okay, I'm gonna go d5 anyway. So if he plays like a London system, I can always move my bishop out. I think this is on the easy side a little bit, because usually if you just copy your opponent, then it should be completely fine, right? Looks like we're playing like a Joe Baba London type of system here. E3 blocks his bishop in, but you know, I'm gonna develop mine. Obviously I don't want to get rid of my bishop unless I'm trading it for his bishop, because if I trade it for a knight, for example, when he moves his bishop, I have less opportunities to move mine, because I only have one bishop and he has two. In this case, he moved the bishop, so I have to move a bishop, but luckily I was gonna go bishop here anyway, so it didn't really affect what I was doing, which was kind of nice. And this game is also 1-2, which means there's 1 minute at the start and 2-second increment. So, okay, I have to move the bishop again. That's kind of annoying. Let's go bishop back. So, I can't really explain my thought process as much as I do in, you know, the 5-minute games and the 10-minute games and everything else, because it's so fast-paced and I'm trying not to lose on time as well. But right now I'm just completing my development, you know, getting castle, bringing the rooks into the game. I'm gonna go ahead and take. And then, oh, he took back with his bishop, so I have to move my bishop. Okay. Let's spin this knight, even though I'm not gonna take it, because, you know, I would like to have my bishops on the board unless I have to give it up. We are down on time by like 5 or so seconds here, but not a big deal. If he goes g4, I think I can just move back, so this should be fine. Oh, he moved the bishop. I have to move my bishop. My bad. I forgot about that. Let's see. If he moves like a knight, I can take, because then he has a bishop, but I still also have a bishop. Right, so that's completely fine. And I can go h6. Kick the knight out. Only squares back to f3, I believe. It looks like we both have relatively easy drawbacks here. We're just playing I'm just playing a normal chess game so far, except a few times where he moves his bishop, like here, here, here. I had to move mine, but most of the time it didn't really affect it that much, so it wasn't a problem. Oh, I have 6 seconds. What am I doing? I have to move my bishop. Yeah, that's bad. Actually, that was a big effect. All right, I have to stop talking so much, because now I'm really losing on time. Luckily, my bishop can still move. Okay, let's go here and take back. If there wasn't increment, I would just be completely lost right now. So luckily, there's increment. Why is my opponent thinking so much? Like, either take the rook or don't. There's not a lot of thinking to do. Oh, if he takes with bishop, then what do I do? Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, this is gonna be another time scramble. What? Oh, wait, I can't take. Oh, no, I can't take. Did I lose on time? Wait, how did I not lose on time? That was insane. Oh, my opponent lost on time. Oh, my God. What happened there? That was crazy. I was literally down on time so much that, like, I never figured that would happen. Wait, how much was I down on time? Is it gonna show? Yeah, like here somewhere? Maybe it was the one after? Yeah, here it was, my opponent had 23 seconds. I had 7 seconds, so I was down on time so much that I never even thought about me winning on time. It was either I lose on time, I get, like, he loses by drawback, or I lose by drawback, or something like that. But, yeah, wow. What was my opponent's drawback, by the way? I for an I. If your opponent captures, you must capture on your next move. Oh, interesting. So, both of our drawbacks was like, if your opponent blah 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 blah, you must blah 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 type of situation. Yeah, I did like my drawback on that one, and it was slightly easier, so I guess you could say it was a bit unfair. But, I mean, for the last game, mine was like all the way here on maximum hard, and his was literally on maximum easy, so that was way too unfair. Anyways, with that, we do win game number 3. Game number 2 with 3 seconds on the clock. which is insane. Let's go ahead and move on to game number 3. The thing in this variant is that you can't really set what time control you want to play, so it just kind of randomly assigns it. Unless I do like play versus friend, then I can choose my time control. But see, this time I assigned it 3-2. The first time it was like 5-5, and the second time it was 1-1. So it like kind of randomly assigns it each time. Anyways, what's my drawback? Botez Gambit. Oh no. I've had this before. At the start of turn 11, you must not have a queen and your opponent must have a queen. That's really bad. That's really bad. Okay, if you guys have no idea what Botez Gambit means, I think Alexandra Botez is a streamer and a popular content creator, and she like accidentally sacrificed her queen or something. I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but she's famous for like losing her queen a bunch of times. So, oh nice, we might actually be able to pull this off, because I'm trying to do it so that I sacrifice my queen for a rook. And I can't do a queen trade, obviously, because my opponent must have a queen. But from now on, we can just play it like normal chess, right? Because, I mean, obviously, at turn 11, my opponent still has to have a queen. So, if he goes, like, crazy, then that would be bad. But now that we sacrificed the queen, and we're not even down that much material, because I got a pawn and a rook for the queen. So that was actually, what, I'm down 3 points of material? And now we can play a normal chess game while my opponent still has a drawback. So, honestly, not too bad, because I got the free pawn and I was able to sacrifice it. But if you weren't able to do that, I would say this drawback would be just terrible. So, in the range, it would probably be not the best drawback you could get. I don't want to go knight there, because that kind of doubles my pawns. So I'm going to take the bishop instead so that I can move the knight afterwards. And if he takes my knight, then I think I just move the bishop and then recapture if he wants to take on g7. Okay, we do get that line, so I will go back. And again, since there's 3 minutes on the clock, when there's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can think about your moves a lot more, because you know you have more time. So it's not as pressured. And I think I have a tactic here. I can take the knight, and once the bishop takes, I can go bishop here. Oh, but I can't because my rook. Oh no, that was terribly timed. That's so bad. I should have gone like rook here first and then done all of that. Because now when I go rook here, he can actually stop the tactic. If you guys didn't see, the tactic was bishop b5 to get the skewer, and apparently my opponent still didn't see it. So, we are going to win some material here. Assuming he moves his queen, and I take the rook. Unless he has other plans in mind? Not sure exactly what he's thinking about. Maybe his drawback limits him from moving the queen? I'm not exactly sure, but like it seems like a pretty obvious decision. Just like move the queen. And then, yeah, it's exactly what we get, but like, can he not take back? Oh, he can take back. That was weird. I guess he was debating which square to like go to. Now we are only down a pawn. Now we are down no material. This is the craziest even game I've ever seen. It's a queen and a bishop for 2 rooks and 2 pawns. Like, 2 rooks is 10, plus 2 is 12. Queen and bishop is 12. Wow, I've never seen that before. It looks like now we are up material and we have 2 passed pawns. And the queen is kind of stuck on the back rank, because if it ever moves off, then I have check, and you lose your queen because the king is stuck. He's going for queen c5. Or queen c8, actually. I didn't see that. Queen c8 is actually the threat here. So I'm gonna have to go king here to stop that. But if he goes queen c5, then this, and it's actually just checkmate. So he's stopping that so that he has an escape square. I'm gonna go, let's go rook c8, target the queen. Make sure the queen can't move anywhere here because the rook controls that file. And now, all right, hold on. Queen e7 is the major threat right now. Let's go here, defend it. If this bishop weren't here, like if I could somehow sacrifice something to get the bishop out of here, that would be very helpful. Okay, now he's threatening queen d6 and the rook, which is not ideal. I guess let's move the rook, target the bishop. Queen d6, I do have king c8. I am down on time a little bit, but luckily there's 2-second increment. Now both of my rooks are hanging. Hanging meaning they're not defended by anything. So if I like get forked or something, that would be bad. Can I sack? I know what's going on. This bishop is too annoying. I'll tell you guys after the game why exactly I did that. But I feel like with the bishop gone, now these pawns are actually passed pawns. So I have a better chance of trying to promote them and winning. Even though, okay, that's almost checkmate. That was terrifying. I thought that was checkmate for a second. Luckily, I have this move. And, oh no, we're losing some pawns here. Oh no. I guess after queen f7, king d6, I'm okay. But my opponent is not showing any sign of a drawback. So that's weird. I'm just running my king up the board. I don't actually know where it's going. Okay, he's setting up queen here to win my rook. So, but that still wins my rook. Wait, can I save the rook? Ah, wait, that's actually checkmate. Oh, I have to go here to prevent it. Oh my god. This is stressful. Maybe I shouldn't have sacked my rook for the bishop. Oh no. This is getting scary. Now he has passed pawns too. I can probably salvage a draw if I move really fast. I'm just gonna push this. Oh no! I lost the rook! No, that's so bad. That's so bad. Okay, now we have no chance at winning. Well, maybe not. Wait a minute. Oh, but when I move my king, then he can just take. Yeah, that's bad. So close. Alright, I'm just doing random moves at this point. This is checkmate. Here, here, here. It's main too. It's main. I guess I have here. But, wait, why did I pre-move that? Oh, I have 1 second. If he doesn't find checkmate in 1. Alright, let's just hope he can't take for some reason. Dang it. Alright, what was my opponent's drawback? After playing a capturing move, you must return the capturing piece to its previous location if possible. What? I never noticed that. Wait. So, oh, but for a lot of them, it's not possible because it's just a trade. After playing a capturing move, so he took here. Oh, and then he was forced to move back. I didn't really notice this as a weird move. Like in drawback chess, you usually want to look out for quote unquote weird moves that indicate maybe their drawback is this, because this seemed like a pretty normal move to me. Like, maybe you're trying to maneuver the queen, but I guess that was kind of weird, because, like, why not just develop your bishop and castle? Like, why do you have to move the queen back? What was another example of that? Let's see. Here he couldn't move. Like, pawns don't apply for this rule, right? Because once they take, they can never move backwards. And then he took here. He took the pawn. So he took back. Oh, so that's why he had... So my rook wasn't actually in danger, so I literally could have gone here and completely been fine. That's funny, because I thought my rook was in danger because, like, I had no idea what his drawback was. That's funny. And then, yeah, we were doing good until here. Oh, so he took, so he has to go back here. Yeah, that was a relatively easy drawback. Now, I'm not sure if this was the right decision, because I'm up a point, but after this I'm down a point. But, like, without it, I felt like the bishop could, like, come in, and then there's, like, no way to stop this checkmate, even though I'm just saying this, there's rook c4. So, I felt like this was the right move, because, first of all, that bishop d6 idea. And second of all, even if there wasn't bishop d6 and I could stop it, like, just two pieces near my king, both of them relatively powerful. Like, it's not like a pawn or something which isn't contributing anything. Like, a bishop and a queen could do a lot of damage to your king. So that's why I was worried about that, and I decided to do this. And even here, I think I was fine. Apparently he had to go here. Wait, so what happens if, like, in this position I play b5? Then does he lose the game, or can he just, like, play anything possible? You must return the capturing piece to its previous location if possible. So that if possible right there is really important, because if that wasn't there, then first of all, pawns could never capture because they can't move backwards after capturing. And second of all, I could have played like b5, and since this is not possible, you just lose. So if possible right here, this would straight up go to heart. But that's the reason why they added that if possible. Anyways, I'm gonna say my drawback was meh, because, you know, it can get really crazy, but for this specific case, it wasn't too crazy. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. We did only win 1 out of 3 games, but hopefully that was entertaining and good content. If you guys did enjoy this, please let me know in the comments how it was. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Like and subscribe!